with my love and respects. Today we will start the satsang in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, Sannyasa Yoga, 8th and 9th verse.
Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tatvavit pashyan shrunvan sprushan jighran ashnan gachan swapan swashan pralapan visrujan gruhnan unmishan nimishan napi indriyani indriyarteshu vartanta iti dharayan.
Beautiful verses. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tatvavit Pashyan shrunvan sprushan jighran ashnan gachan swapan swasan pralapan visrujan grinnan unmishan nimishan api indriyan indriyarteshu vartanta iti dharayan. Even Bhagavan Sri Krishna is becoming philosophical. Shiva becoming emotional, Sri Krishna becoming philosophical. Both are rare scenes. At one point, when Shiva becomes emotional, Devi achieves enlightenment. Same way, at one point when Krishna becoming philosophical, Arjuna becomes enlightened. Arjuna never expects philosophical dimension from Sri Krishna. Devi never expects emotional dimension from Mahadeva. Krishna was always in flowing with love. So Arjuna would have never expected a stern philosophical instruction from Sri Krishna. Same way Shiva was always in samadhi. Devi would have never expected an emotional flowing from Mahadeva. The moment she saw that, she became enlightened. It's a beautiful verse. Sri Krishna becoming philosophical. The translation, the one who has experienced the essential nature understands that even as he surveys, listens, obtains, perceives, consumes, moves, reclines, breathes, prattles, emits, ceases, opens or shuts the eyes, it is the sense organs that are supporting the senses and that he is not doing anything. Wow. I tell you, this one verse can liberate you. This one verse can lead to jeevan mukti. Whatever position, space, karma level, understanding you are in, whatever may be your background, karma level, education, qualification, profession, whatever may be your background, you can be liberated just by this one verse, understanding this one verse. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyate tattvavit Pashyan shrunvan sprushan jighran asnan gachan swapan swasan pralapan visrujan grinnan unmishan nimishan api indriyani indriyarteshu vartanta iti dharayan. The one who has experienced the essential nature understands that even as he surveys, listens, obtains, perceives, consumes, moves, reclines, breathes, prattles, emits, ceases, opens or shuts the eyes, it is the sense organ that are supporting the senses and that he is not doing anything. I'll narrate one experience happened in my life in a very young age. Then you will understand this, the sacred secret from this verse. Maybe I was 7-8 years old. I was studying in the primary school. Studying means once in a while I will go to that school and bless that school. That school name is Kanyaka Parameshwari School. It is run by a Vaishya community trust. Just opposite to that school, there is a Vasavi Kanyaka Parameshwari Devi temple. It's a Devi temple. She is the chief deity for the Vaishyas. So one day from the school I went to that temple. Somebody in the temple was telling me the story of that deity, that Devi. She was a young girl, and for some reason she just created the Yogagni, the fire of yoga, from her own body and gave up the body, reduced her body into ashes, gave up the body after enlightenment. So with the power of enlightenment, she gave up the body. When I heard the story, I was suddenly highly inspired. I thought, how can somebody create fire from their own body and reduce the body into ashes? I was walking outside the temple slowly. Then my thought current went this way, that way, this way, that way. I thought, oh, is that the reason she became so popular and she is being worshipped? Even at that age, I had a clear idea, I am going to be worshipped by millions of people while I am alive and after I leave the body. I was very clear. I was thinking, oh, is it factual or philosophical? I was just 7 or 8 year old boy. I was thinking, did she really create the fire and leave the body? Or was it just a philosophical, she meditated on fire and became enlightened? Was it just philosophical or factual? While I was contemplating so deeply, I had a strong feeling connection with the deity, with the Devi. Suddenly, I could experience this verse. I was walking in the market, in that street. I wanted to go to my grandfather's shop to have the jaggery. My grandfather had a wholesale shop for the jaggery and rice. So whenever we kids come out of school, we will straight go to the grandfather's shop and fill our mouth and the bag with the traditional jaggery, and that stock will be there for next 1 week. So I was going to my grandfather's shop to fill jaggery, to collect jaggery from my grandfather. On the street I had this strong experience. Even though my body is walking, I am breathing, I am seeing everything, I am planning to go to my grandfather's shop and get jaggery, I could see very clearly, I am not doing anything. Please understand? The power of that experience is still strongly inside my system. That is why the moment I read this verse, it came up. Wow, this is what exactly I realized at that time. Of course, the experience stayed only for 10 to 15 minutes. The moment I reached my grandfather's shop and got the jaggery, everything went away. My mouth was filled with jaggery, and after that the experience disappeared. But I tell you, at some point, every human being experiences the possibility that naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvavit. The one who has experienced the essential nature understands that even as he surveys, listens, obtains, perceives, consumes, moves, reclines, breathes, prattles, emits, seizes, opens or shuts the eyes. It is the sense organs that are supporting the senses, and that is not doing anything. Wow, this is too much. Even though your body functions, you understanding you are not doing anything. What a liberation. If your body is not allowed to do something, and you also experience you are not doing anything, it is not liberation. It is called tuning to the truth. See, when your body is not doing anything, even though if you are feeling you are doing something, restlessness, it is restlessness. Your mind is wavering, continuous restlessness. If your body is not doing anything, mind is also not doing anything. It is like a settled. If your body is doing everything, but mind feels you are not doing anything, your consciousness feels you are not doing anything, I tell you, that is the ultimate liberation. I can say that is what is jeevan mukti. That 5-10 minutes experience, even though it was not stable, it went away. It was such powerful glimpse. I know that moment what I experienced was truth. After that, what I was going through is not that ultimate truth. It may be comparative truth, comparative reality. But that few minutes, 5-10 minutes, what I was going through is the existential reality. Kanniga Parameshwari, the Devi, what she was experiencing in her life has become experience of me at that 5-10 minutes. I tell you. Now, especially with the Nirahara Samyama, if you meditate on this verse, surely it can become your existential reality. Nirahara Samyama is a time where so many wonderful spiritual experiences can happen in you. Nirahara Samyama is not just one pattern breaking, like breaking the pattern of food and patterns related to food. This Nirahara Samyama is so powerful and so beautiful, I tell you. This is the time so many possibilities can open in you. So many possibilities can happen in you. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit. Pashyan shrunvan sprushan jihran. Ashnan gachan swapan swasan. Pralapan visrujan grinnan unmishan. Nimishan api. Indriyani indriyarteshu vartanda iditarayan. One who knows the truth, though engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, going, dreaming and breathing, knows that he never does anything while talking, letting go, receiving, opening, closing. He considers that the senses are engaged in gratification. I have given you one more translation. Let the senses function in its own way. You be established in the understanding of your essential nature. While you walk in the street, feel the senses are doing its job. I am me. Relaxing into the essential nature again and again and again. meditate on this truth. Only then the possibility of this becoming your experience is there.
jeevan mukti pradam devam.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment.
Swagatam Anandanubhavaswadam Sarvaroganivarakam Vande Papa Vinashaktam Nithyanandaya Swagatam Nityamuktam Nirvikalpam Dhyanaloka Pradipakam Vande Shantamayam Bandham Nithyanandaya Swagatam Ananda Gandha Sancharam Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam Vande Jnanalayam Natham Nithyanandaya Swagatam.
Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, Nithyananda Nagar off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore 562109. Contact 097422033311. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.